Well, welcome back to Better Living. I'm here with Anneke and Diane Ben. She is a teacher at Stranahan Elementary. We were talking about bikes for kids. Diane, you were one of the nominators, correct, of this week's winners?
Yes, I was.
Well, we'll talk about bikes for kids in general in just a minute, but I want to talk about this week's winners, and I'm going to let you tell me their names.
Huthaifa and Aisha.
Huthaifa, am I saying it correctly?
Yes, you are.
Huthaifa and Aisha, they are students, right, at Stranahan?
Yes, they are.
Tell me their ages. Tell me what made you nominate them.
Huthaifa's 8 years old and a second grader, and Huthaifa's in my classroom.
Yes.
And Aisha is 10 years old and a fourth grader.
And you nominated these two. Why? What made them stand out to you?
Well, they came to Stranahan earlier this year, and they came into our classrooms knowing very little English, and they were so eager to learn and worked really hard and did their best.
Well, you know, elementary is a tough time anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. You have one that's about elementary age, getting there. Yeah, getting there. Mine just got my youngest just got out of elementary, went to middle school last year. That's a tough time anyway. And to be transplanted to a new school at all would be challenging, even if you know the language. But to be transplanted to a new school and not know the language would be really, really hard. And so to be able to get in there, to work hard, and to be able to make friends, that would be a really challenging situation. And they jumped right in with both feet. So now they get bikes, and they get to be American children for real with bikes, because that's what the all-American dream and the all-American kid gets to do. We've got some video of them getting their bikes yesterday. So tell us about that, Anneke.
I mean, it was awesome, and it kind of seems, last summer it seemed like there was a theme of medical issues. This year it seems like the theme is kind of taken on freedom and being able to ride around and be a kid. Last week it was the 13-year-old girl from Noble Street. This week it's, you know, these two kids who came from Syria who literally came with nothing on their backs. And there they are looking, they're kind of, they're a little confused at first because they didn't really know why they were there. They just thought that they were checking out bicycles as part of learning the American culture. And then once they realized that they got to take those bikes home, they were thrilled. But just talking to the parents through the translator and seeing those kids' faces as they realized that they finally got to have something that would give them that kind of freedom that they didn't necessarily have over the past couple of years was awesome. They just were so thankful and so happy and riding around as if they had never even dealt with any of the crazy things that they had dealt with before. It was really heartwarming. So
that's awesome, and I love that they're kids getting to be kids.
Right.
And so grateful. I think I've mentioned it to you before. I have a nephew that came from Nigeria. Okay. My brother adopted a young man. My brother and his wife adopted a young man from Nigeria. Same kind of situation. Came with nothing. Came with a backpack that had a pair of shorts and a couple t-shirts in it, you know, and that was the only thing he had. And these kids are the same way. They've had nothing, and now they have bikes and they have helmets, and they're going to get to, you know, have something in their possession, get to be kids, and that's just awesome.
And hopefully this will help them make, I mean, I know that they made friends in the classroom.
Make more friends, right.
You remember when you were a kid, riding around all over the neighborhood in the summertime, being able to meet up with your friends and, you know, go on bike rides together. So we were just so thankful to Mrs. Ben and then also to John Beck, the other teacher who nominated the other student. Just for them to think about the kids like that, it was really special. So
as a teacher who's in a classroom with kids every day, God love you for that. Thank you. What can we tell our children about how they can be welcoming? I mean, what's a piece of advice we can give to our children? What can they do just on a day-to-day basis to make other kids feel included, whether they're coming from a foreign country or whether they're coming from down the street?
Well, I can talk about my classroom. When Huthaifa came into our class, my class was so receptive to Huthaifa. They welcomed him with open arms. They were kind and helpful and great role models. And I can say Huthaifa's behalf as well that he brought a lot into our classroom. He loves soccer, so he wasn't able to bring a soccer ball over. So we bought him a soccer ball, and he,
awesome.
yes, he took the soccer ball out at recess and taught the boys and girls some soccer moves, and they just really opened him with open arms and were wonderful.
That's great. Be kind. I think that's a great
Be
message.
kind, yes.
That's a message that you've heard a lot over the last week because of what happened down south too. Just be kind and teach your kids to be kind for sure. Well, we appreciate you nominating them because this is great that they can be kids. If people want to nominate other children, it's a really simple process. It was very easy to do, right?
Very easy. Very easy. I had to write an essay, 150 words or less, about why they are deserving of these bikes, and that was all I had to do.
It's very simple. We can all talk in 150 words or less.
Yeah.
Okay, so for me, it's hard to keep it to 150 words, but I can even do that. I can edit myself. Bikes for Kids Toledo. See, I didn't mess it up this time. Bikes for Kids Toledo, and we still have lots of bikes to give away this summer, right?
8 more weeks. Yeah, and there's rumors going around that we might add on a 9th week, so total of 11.
I love those rumors, yes. I'm going to see what I can do about that to make that happen. So, bikesforkidstoledo.com. Thanks to the Charles Boyk Law Firm for making this happen. We really appreciate it. We love being a part of it. Go to that website, nominate a child that you know that's deserving. We're going to give away another one next week. We'll be right back.